I got to where I am in my life today, living on my own sustainable piece of land and creating my own income through believing in my dreams and following them without stopping. It wasn't easy, but it seemed like the only thing that was worthwhile at the time. I faced many challenges on my way to getting here, and probably the biggest challenge was my own sense of self-doubt in what I was doing and what I was trying to achieve, in that it was going against the flow. It was swimming upstream. Most of my peers and the people that I know were going with the herd and following the group, doing what was expected of them. I wanted to try something different. So I took a leap of faith. The way I handled the challenges that were presented to me, like self-doubt, like being judged by people who don't understand an alternative view to life, by people who are full of fear, basically. Well, the way I dealt with it was to believe in myself and to ask for inspiration from those I loved, from my partner, from my children, from my parents. I opened my heart and I let them know exactly what I was trying to achieve, and that it had integrity, that it had value, and that I was going to be part of the solution to the problems that I saw on our planet and not part of the problem. I couldn't knowingly enter a system that I knew was part of the problem with our society and with our planet. I was pretty young when I had these ideas and these thoughts and these concepts. I had no skills, and I had no idea of how I was going to survive in a world where basically you're trained to become a cog in a very big system that is just self-serving and makes the rich richer and the poor poorer. I was presented with the idea of making handcrafted items out of leather. I'm not sure where the ideas came from, but I saw something that had value, that I could make with my hands, that wasn't incredibly difficult, but that was of quality and that was of beauty and that people could use in their lives, and yet was beautiful. Something that I think came from ancient cultures where clothes they wore, and in fact all the items that surrounded them in their lives were handmade with love, with care, with dedication. They weren't mass produced, they were made carefully, they were made by craftsmen, and they were made to be used daily. They were made to last. So I decided I would like to preserve something of this legacy and perhaps try and make something of beauty and something of quality that would sustain me and my family. And that's where I got the idea of Yetileather, to try and make something lasting and of quality. I'm motivated every morning when I get up by my sense of responsibility to myself, by my sense of responsibility to the planet, by my sense of responsibility to my society that I'm living in. I want to give something back. Out of my crafts job and motivation, which was all self-taught, I was able to live a more simple and rural life, and out of that grew a love for nature and for growing my own food, and ultimately permaculture and permaculture design. and another business grew out of that. I'm now a permaculture design consultant, and I travel locally and internationally teaching people how to become more self-sustainable, how to grow their own food, and how to live more in harmony with natural cycles and natural ways. I would love to help people. I would love to employ people meaningfully so that they could achieve their goals, dreams, visions in their lives. I would like to help people achieve a more sustainable and self-responsible way of living so that they can in turn feel the freedom that I feel, not having to pay for electricity, not having to pay for my own food, harvesting water, the basic necessities of human life which have been stripped from us because we're chasing money. I'm not saying that money isn't important, but living is more important. My advice to you, if you're unhappy, is to look deep inside yourself, to your heart, and ask yourself, what is it that really makes you happy? It might seem completely trivial, but you need to answer that question. Forget about the money, forget about everything else. If you could truly just do whatever it is that makes you happy, and makes you feel worthwhile, and gives you a sense of purpose, what would you do? Then I would start slowly, day by day, to start visualizing yourself doing that, and being that. And slowly, I believe, that dream will manifest in your life, and your old way of being will disintegrate. If you would like to contact me, please hook me up on Facebook, Dael Lithgow, Dael Lithgow. If you'd like to have a look at the work that I'm doing, please look at yetileather.co.za, and also do a search for Love Organics if you want to see something towards the permaculture and the herbal product range that we're making. I'd like to leave you with a couple of quotes from some of the people that really inspire me, and perhaps some of my favorite books. I've just reread for about the third time Autobiography of a Yogi. If you haven't read that, by Paramahamsa Yogananda, it's one of the most inspiring and beautiful books that you can ever read. Just shows you how much more there is to this life than we are grasping at the moment. Shantaram is another brilliant book. Takes you really into the heart of things. Mr. Ralph Waldo Emerson is a really inspiring poet and visionary. One of his favorite quotes to me is, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest achievement." Another one of his is, "Do not go where the path may lead you. Go instead where there is no path, and leave a trail." One of the other things that I'm very inspired by and live my life kind of to their example is the Native American way. I run regular sweat lodges on the land where I live, where we hold sacred space and we do cleansing ceremonies. And I've got a favorite quote from White Elk. It says, "When you were born, you cried, and the world rejoiced. Live your life so that when you die, the world cries, and you rejoice." If you'd like a good movie to look at, it's old, but it's good. Waking Life, for a commentary, is just absolutely brilliant. And a very funny but very good movie is the French The Beautiful Green. Thank you so much for your time. Have a wonderful day. Huge love and respect.